How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Kamala Harris making maybe what could be seen as an honest mistake, not a real big deal, but to me, this is a mistake that illustrates her incompetence, and also it kind of points to the incompetence of government in general. Now, before I go any further, let's roll this clip. In this clip, you're going to see and hear what she did that was a total, I don't know, brain fart, a sign of incompetence, whatever you want to call it. It was pretty bad. After we get done watching that, I'll talk about what she said there. Then I give you my 2 cents, my deep, detailed analysis. And then I wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
So it's job creation around investing in American manufacturing, job creation in terms of investing in American infrastructure and building up, back up American infrastructure, job creation around, for example, all of those skilled workers who are in the coal industry and transferring those skills to what we need to do in terms of dealing with reclaiming abandoned landmines, reclaiming abandoned landmines, reclaiming abandoned landmines, what we need to do around plugging leaks from oil and gas wells and transferring those important skills to the work that has yet to be done that needs to get done.
Work that many Americans would argue still needs done.
All right, you saw that, you heard that. Now, Kamala Harris, come on, a landmine? Ma'am, let's not even do this. A landmine is a little device you could put underground, under some land, and if there's pressure applied to it from the surface, it goes boom, it explodes. All right? You can call it IED or whatever. They got those as well. But the whole thing about a landmine, it's a mine. You put it under the ground, pressure over it, it explodes. That's what a landmine is, okay? They have landmine sniffing dogs and metal detectors and whatnot to excavate these things and, you know, safely remove them so they don't explode. A lot of those have been planted all over parts of the world during wars. And it's areas sometimes where you can't even walk because there's landmines, all right? A landmine is a small device. It is not anywhere near the same as a coal mine. You're talking about coal. You should just say coal mine. You don't know what a coal mine is? Because when she was talking about coal, you could tell that she was searching for what the name of the place where you get the coal is, right? It's a coal mine. I think that if you don't know what a coal mine is, you don't even know what you're talking about, really. You don't know about coal. You don't know about the military because you don't know what a landmine is. You don't know much about what you're talking about. Okay, so the question is, how did you even get in government if you don't know so many basic things? I mean, real basic things you should know about. How do you get to that particular point of government and don't know? I think that this general incompetence runs rampant all over the government. It's not just her not even knowing what a coal mine is, but yet speaking about coal as some authority talking about, oh, they can get better jobs and they can go over there. You don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even know what a coal mine is. If you don't know what a coal mine is, how are you going to say that those that work in the coal mine should just go somewhere else? If you don't know what a coal mine is, you probably don't know what other jobs are even available. So what you're saying here is just bogus. It's just for the media, for television, to have some kind of way to fill airtime. This is just bogus. But beyond Kamala Harris being incompetent, this is a general problem that exists all over the government, everywhere. You saw it during the congressional hearings for Facebook and TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, etc. You got questions being asked by the senators that make no sense. Talking about, oh, what was it? Chuck Grassley infamously said, I think it might have been Orrin Hatch talking about, well, hey, Mrs. Zuckerberg, how did you operate your business that's free if users don't pay for the service? It's like, we run ads. It's like, okay, if you ever use Facebook or ever knew anything about Facebook, you will understand the whole thing about ads. That's a central part because sometimes you be on your phone, you're talking about, hey, man, I'm going to go get some chips and some dip and whatnot to your friend. And then you look on your phone 5 minutes later and you got Tostitos and salsa and, you know, queso and whatnot on your feed. That's kind of how it goes. Now, I don't know if they're hearing you through your microphone and then they give you a related ad based upon what you said verbally. I don't know if that's true or not, but the whole thing is we know about ads because that's one of the key parts about Facebook that we talk about all the time. But they don't understand these things. They don't understand what an internet service provider is. They think that Facebook and the place where you get your internet, your ISP, whether that be, I don't know, Verizon, Fios, whatever it is, they think those are the same things. It's not the same thing. Facebook is an application. Your ISP is how you get your internet. It's like paying your cable bill. They don't understand these things though. They don't understand what they're talking about. So how can they govern properly when they have no knowledge of what's going on? They have aides and whatnot, of course, but they're not going to tell them the full situation that's happening. If they did tell them what's going on, they have to be able to interpret it. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. If there's a Senate hearing of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, Instagram, Facebook, same thing anyway. If the aides are writing questions for the senators to ask to Mark Zuckerberg, Jack Dorsey, or whatever, and these guys answer the questions, then there's got to be follow-up. You got to get into it. They may say a thing that could be wrong, could be factually incorrect, or could prompt for further questioning. How are you even going to know what to do in that circumstance if you don't even know what is going on at all? If you don't know what Facebook truly is and how it operates, if you don't know what Twitter and whatnot is, I think Lindsey Graham was saying, hey, is Twitter the same thing as what you do, Mr. Zuckerberg? Didn't even know what Facebook really is. If you don't know these things, how are you going to be able to ask questions and then give follow-ups and get to any kind of solution? That's part of the reason why I say these Senate hearings with social media companies, dog and pony show. All right. They're asking random questions, weird questions that don't lead anywhere. They're not going to get any new information. Zuckerberg and Jack, all these guys, they're very well trained with lawyers, with PR professionals. You're not going to get anything new from a Senate hearing. All that you could get new from a hearing is if you're talking about passing laws. In order for you to pass laws, you got to understand what the subject matter is to begin with. How are you going to pass a law on a thing that you don't even understand? It doesn't make any sense at all. All right. This is part of the reason why people don't like politicians. But at the same time, they do like them, because one thing about politicos is that they're smooth, they're good talkers, and people know them. There's a familiarity thing going on. So even if they don't know what a coal mine is, they talk about it being a landmine. It's fine because she got her pearls and her chucks and she black and she this, that, and the third. That'll be the main thing. The identity of Kamala Harris will be her guiding light. That'll be her saving grace rather than her actual knowledge, which is on zero. A landmine, really? That doesn't really matter because she's black, right? Diversity rocks. And she's a woman, so it's all good. That'll be what we, hinge our votes on. Not me, but a lot of people out there will do that. They don't care about substance. It's all about symbolism. So as I close, I want to say this. Kamala Harris, a moron, but she is a moron in the sea of other morons. All right, Joe Biden, obviously a big time moron. Joe Biden, like I was saying prior to the actual election day, I was saying that if Joe Biden were to win, he would not govern. That's not Joe Biden governing. You see Joe Biden signing papers, but that's all he's going to do. Kamala Harris would be right there over his shoulder, just standing in the background, window dressing. She's not going to do much either. They put her mask on there, tell you, okay, stand over there for the picture. He'll be right there. Meanwhile, the staff, the interns, the aides, they'll do all the behind the scenes work. All you got to do is just go out there, sign stuff, and go back to your room, eat your applesauce, and call it a night, Mr. Joe Biden. And Kamala Harris, all you got to do is stand in the back for this photo op. And once the photo op is done, you're pretty much excused for the day. There might be a meeting with somebody. Okay, go over there, have the meeting, and then go back to your house. That's pretty much all you got to do. Okay, the behind the scenes people are back running the show. That's how it always was. And then when Trump came in there, he was actually governing himself, and they didn't like that too much. They want to have control back, and that's what they have right now in the White House. And I think it'll be up to us to realize how idiotic these people are and get them out of office. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Was that an honest mistake by Kamala Harris calling a coal mine a landmine? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or is she a moron just like other guys and girls in Congress are? It's not just her. Okay. And when I say she's a moron, I mean it. And in order for you to be in government, you should have some level of intelligence. You shouldn't be an elected official and not even really understand what's going on around you. That shouldn't be what's happening, but it is what's happening, unfortunately. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.